Steve is an honest man. Steve is a committed man.
Steve is a man with opportunity for the youth. Steve has definitely shown up and shown out for constituency number 4.
The youth of constituency 4 are definitely supporting His Excellency Steve Wrensford.
Dr. Do care for you. Dr. Do makes our dreams come true. You should vote Labour.
We are the future of Labour.
SP, you ready? Yes, we ready now. SP, you ready? Yes, we ready now.
You not ready, Sammy?
Yes.
We're moving for you.
Kenny cares for us.
Yeah, the way.
Kenny is for me, and yes, Kenny we believe for you.
Steve is an honest man. Steve is a committed man.
Steve is a man with opportunity for the youth. Steve has definitely shown up and shown out for constituency number 4.
The youth of constituency 4 are definitely supporting His Excellency Steve Wrensford.
Dr. Do care for you. Dr. Do makes our dreams come true. You should vote Labour.
We are the future of Labour.
SP, you ready? Yes, we ready now. SP, you ready? Yes, we ready now.
You not ready, Sammy?
Yes.
We're moving for you.
Kenny cares for us.
Yeah, the way.
Kenny is for me, and yes, Kenny we believe for you.
Steve is an honest man. Steve is a committed man.
Steve is a man with opportunity for the youth. Steve has definitely shown up and shown out for constituency number 4.
The youth of constituency 4 are definitely supporting His Excellency Steve Wrensford.
Dr. Do care for you. Dr. Do makes our dreams come true. You should vote Labour.
We are the future of Labour.
SP, you ready? Yes, we ready now. SP, you ready? Yes, we ready now.
You not ready, Sammy?
Yes.
We're moving for you.
Kenny cares for us.
Yeah, the way.
Kenny is for me, and yes, Kenny we believe for you.
Steve is an honest man. Steve is a committed man.
Steve is a man with opportunity for the youth. Steve has definitely shown up and shown out for constituency number 4.
The youth of constituency 4 are definitely supporting His Excellency Steve Wrensford.
Dr. Do care for you. Dr. Do makes our dreams come true. You should vote Labour.
We are the future of Labour.
SP, you ready? Yes, we ready now. SP, you ready? Yes, we ready now.
You not ready, Sammy?
Yes.
We're moving for you.
Kenny cares for us.
Yeah, the way.
Kenny is for me, and yes, Kenny we believe for you.
Steve is an honest man. Steve is a committed man.
Steve is a man with opportunity for the youth. Steve has definitely shown up and shown out for constituency number 4.
The youth of constituency 4 are definitely supporting His Excellency Steve Wrensford.
Dr. Do care for you. Dr. Do makes our dreams come true. You should vote Labour.
We are the future of Labour.
SP, you ready? Yes, we ready now. SP, you ready? Yes, we ready now.
You not ready, Sammy?
Yes.
We're moving for you.
Kenny cares for us.
Yeah, the way.
Kenny is for me, and yes, Kenny we believe for you.
Steve is an honest man. Steve is a committed man.
Steve is a man with opportunity for the youth. Steve has definitely shown up and shown out for constituency number 4.
The youth of constituency 4 are definitely supporting His Excellency Steve Wrensford.
Dr. Do care for you. Dr. Do makes your dreams come true. You should vote Labour.
We are the future of Labour.
SP, you ready? Yes, we ready now. SP, you ready? Yes, we ready now.
You not ready, Sammy?
Yes.
We're moving for you.
Kenny cares for you.
Yeah, the way.
Kenny is for me, and yes, Kenny is for you.
Steve is an honest man. Steve is a committed man.
Steve is a man with opportunity for the youth. Steve has definitely shown up and shown out for constituency number 4.
The youth of constituency 4 are definitely supporting His Excellency Steve Wrensford.
Dr. Do care for you. Dr. Do makes your dreams come true. You should vote Labour.
We are the future of Labour.
SP, you ready? Yes, we ready now. SP, you ready? Yes, we ready now.
You not ready, Sammy?
Yes.
We're moving for you.
Kenny cares for you.
Yeah, the way.
Kenny is for me, and yes, Kenny is for you.
Steve is an honest man. Steve is a committed man.
Steve is a man with opportunity for the youth. Steve has definitely shown up and shown out for constituency number 4.
The youth of constituency 4 are definitely supporting.
Stand up! Hey, hey, we're coming in stronger than ever. We're coming in stronger than ever. Yeah, I said, fall in a row. Everybody start jumping to Labour, to Labour, to Labour, to Labour army, to Labour, to Labour, to Labour army is a nation of ready, 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 ready. Stand up! Hey, Labour, hey, hey, we're coming in stronger than ever. We're coming in stronger than ever. Yeah, I said, fall.
All, we welcome all of you who are listening to this grand virtual public meeting being held and put on by the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party NextGenSkn. We want to thank you for being with us. But before we get started and into it all, we want to start with our national anthem. excellent. And now we'll go straight into our prayer, and Comrade Jabo will pray for us.
Good evening. Good evening. Let us pray. Almighty and righteous Father, we are grateful this evening that we can gather once again in your name. We are thankful, O God, for life, for health, for strength this evening, O God. Your word says that in all our ways we should acknowledge you and you will direct our paths. So we come tonight, Lord God, so that we may be directed by you, so that we, O God, as a people, might hear your voice. We ask, O God, that you bless every speaker, O God, who is about to speak tonight. Bless their tongue, Lord God, so that which comes from their mouth may bring glory to you. We ask, O God, that you bless every ear that is about to hear what is being said tonight. Lord God, bless the hearts of those who are about to receive. Give them understanding. So when the message is sent, O God, there might be clarity. There might be understanding. And it might have the desired effect. Father, we pray for all the leaders tonight that are about to speak. We pray, O God, that you give them wisdom. We pray, oh God, that you cover them with the blood of Jesus. We know the devil is like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. We pray, oh God, that you keep them under your protection. Lord God, that he may not devour them. He comes not but to kill, to steal, and destroy. But you have come, O God, that we might have life and have it more abundantly. We pray tonight, Lord God, that as the message is sent, Lord God, that it cause the people to know the truth, Lord God, and bring them to the place that on the election day, oh God, they put the vote in the right place. Father, we ask your blessings on tonight's proceedings. We ask, oh God, that you continue to bless us. Uphold us with your right hand of righteousness. All these things we ask in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen.
We want to thank Comrade Jabo for invoking the word of God here with us tonight with that prayer. I want to say tonight that the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party has been rejuvenated. We are the oldest party in St. Kitts-Nevis and one of the oldest in the whole of the Caribbean. We are 88 years old. And we can remember that for about 6 years ago, our party went through difficult times, tremendous difficulty, where we had persons leaving the party. Many persons thought that the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party would die. However, because of our philosophy, because of our connection to the people of St. Kitts-Nevis, because of our great history and the stalwarts that would have led this party, we know that the party had what it takes to survive, but not only survive, but to flourish again. I say all these words because we know that those who would have left, many have come back home. We never, ever bash our people. We ask our people to come back home. That whatever might have gone wrong, that we will go through a period of truth and reconciliation. This party went through the process of setting up a reconciliation committee, because just like any family that might have issues, and mind you, I said family, just like any family that might have issues, but they must also be solved we went through those painful days, months and years solving them. And today, the party is together. The party is striving. The party is alive. And the party is ready to take the next general elections. And for those of you who have not come back home as yet, we in the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party have our arms open. The umbrella is wide and can cover all of us. We say to you, please come back home. Do like the others who have returned. We ask you to come back home. For the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party really continues to be the best party for St. Kitts and Nevis. Move on tonight, and we're going to go to our first speaker. And our first speaker is already here. Can he stand, our first speaker? And our first speaker comes from constituency number 1 in the East, where we know that he's with the people and the people are with him. He has always been one who worked in the community and continues to work in his community. He does not discriminate. He does not pretend. He's a man truly of the people. And the people in his basti are saying that they want a change and they're ready for good representation. I want to bring to this microphone the next representative for constituency number 1 who would lead that constituency upward and onward with innovative ideas, plans. I want to bring to the microphone Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, the next representative for constituency number 1.
Inna the giddy and you have to buckle up your lace. Be smart, don't be a gruff, no. Life it's a journey, it's a long race. Mama says son be wise and don't bring disgrace. So me take up the broom and start sweep the place. Cause all these ways they got to get erased. I love to me people that me embrace. The truth are the truth and that can't erase. So hell to all of those who want hate. Just send me to finish this race. So we ain't giving up, no. We put up a fight, we got to be ready. Cause time's getting dreary. Just said don't you worry, I'll be in a hurry, Lord. We got to be ready. Cause time's getting dreary. So we pray, we pray, we pray, we pray.
Comrades of Labour, good night. Comrades of East Bastille, I say a pleasant good evening to one and all. Comrades, I am ready. Comrades, I am with you. My team is energized. East Bastille is ready for June 5th, my dear people. Comrades, London Bridge is falling down. Comrades, I repeat that. London Bridge is falling down. You heard it this morning, and then again this afternoon, we heard it again. I say to you, my dear people, 11 more days to go before this bridge is down in pieces. And I know you will deliver all 8 seats to the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party, NextGenSkn. But my comrades, the decision before you on June 5th
is a very serious one. You will have to make the decision or the choice and grade this government based on their performance. Performance in the economy, jobs, healthcare, education, and governance. My dear people, I've been reminding you how stagnant this economy has been under Team Unity. I am certain if we do the proper statistics, this would be the first time in history so many businesses, including small businesses, would have closed their door. So you will be able to mark them down because the economy remains stagnant. Don't allow them, my dear people, to confuse you and try to blame it on the pandemic, because St. Kitts-Nevis is worse than ever. You're not hearing anything about any investment in this country. Everybody seems to be scared of this Team Unity government. My dear people, $150 million wasted on the cruise pier. And guess what? They said there are evidence of cracks in the pier. So soon and very soon, they might have to close the pier that has not yet been open. You must mark them down on that. As a young lady said in her talent, that deserves a red flag. Comrades of labor, only labor has the skills and the experience to rebuild the economy after this pandemic. We are not boasting, but the record is there to show that we did it before and we are going to do it again. And you know, in East Bastia, we are not making any jokes, because all of you will go out in your numbers and ensure that Dr. Jeffrey Hanley is returned as the representative, and I use return because I've already been playing the role of the representative. I say to you, my dear people, young people, you can depend on us, Next Gen. We will be offering you more affordable jobs, better opportunities for you, my dear people. School leavers, you can depend on us for you to set up your own small business rather than you staying home playing video games because this government have failed to find a job for you to do. Youth employment is rocket high in St. Kitts and Nevis. Everywhere you go, you're hearing people talking about trying to find a job. I say to you, my people, hope is on its way. And I am so pleased to be a part of this NextGenSkn team, because education would be in good hands. You can depend on us to deliver a transformative education program. We will ensure that the one-to-one laptops return to our children. You heard much talk about the tablets now. Now school is almost closed because the term will soon come to an end. Have you heard anything else about it? Politics they have been playing with our children. And I remind you that the next Labour administration we will never play politics with our children's future. You can depend upon us for our $25,000 student grant. You can depend upon us, parents, to continue to pay the economic cost for your children at university. I say to you, my dear people, the future is bright with labor. East Bastia, I say to you tonight, I am speaking life back into constituency number 1. And with our youth and constituency manifesto, ideas, innovation that will take the constituency to another level. We are going to change the landscape in constituency number 1. We are going to provide much improvements and innovation in constituency number 1. We will be a fit constituency, my dear people. And there will be a strong emphasis on entrepreneurship and entertainment. As we go through the rest days before June 5th, my people, I will share with you on this platform all that we will accomplish in East Bastia. And it is not anything that we would not be able to do. Because you have an honest man. East Bastia, you have one who will listen to you. One who is not arrogant. I say to you, East Bastia, give me that chance to serve you. And I know on June 5th and on June 6th, as we jump in the streets, you will be proud of that vote that you would have cast for Jeffrey. I say to you, as we set the field for the baseball game, I say bring it home in constituency number 2 with Marcella. Bring it home with Konris in constituency number 3. Come on, number 4, bring it home with Steve Wrensford. Number 5, showing good signs. You are bringing it home with Kenny. I don't even know if I should say anything about number 6 because they're still looking for a candidate for our leader. But nonetheless, constituency number 6, bring it home. And a traveling to constituency number 7, bring it home with Leonatta Nelson. And in number 8, our caring doctor who have been fighting for COVID-19. I said, bring it home, constituency number 8, Bastia. The team is depending on us to bring it home. On June 5th, a clean sweep, and it's a home run we are hitting. Love you, my people. East Bastia, I love you. East Bastia, I love you.
Steve is a man with opportunity for the youth. Steve has definitely shown up and shown out for constituency number 4.
The youth of constituency 4 are definitely supporting His Excellency Steve Wrensford.
That is okay for you. That doesn't make your dreams come
The
true.
youth of constituency 4 are definitely supporting His Excellency Steve Wrensford.
Constituency number 1, I appeal to you tonight that you cannot miss not having a man like Jeffrey at the helm in that constituency. He's all about service and good service. And therefore, I implore you to vote for Dr. Jeffrey Hanley. One of the things that he said is that there are now cracks in the pier. From where I stand, if I look good enough, I might be able to see that pier. And the sad thing about it is that Patches was boasting about the pier. He came to the population and said that it was his idea and that the pier was ready to birth the ships that it was supposed to birth. But now we are learning, one, that the pier cannot birth the larger ships, and two, now the pier is cracking. Cracking as Patch's leadership in constituency number 1 is cracking. And as we talk about infrastructure, I want to say tonight that the people of Keyon continue to have issues with water. Eugene Hamilton has done nothing to really solve the water issue in Keyon. He's spreading all sorts of things about who is responsible and not responsible. But I want the Keyon people to know tonight that there was a company called Bead who was supposed to drill and find water. Water was found, and it was the unity government and Eugene Hamilton who stopped Bead from carrying out their mandate. And today, Keyon is left with a significant and profound water problem. People get up in the morning, can't even bathe properly to go to work. Come home from work, can't even get a good bath. Can't wash the clothes properly and the dishes and so forth because of the incompetence of Eugene Hamilton. I want to say to the people of Keyon that the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party, Dr. Terence Drew, we will ensure that the process starts again so once and for all, we can have water for the people of Keyon. Let's move on with our next speaker. And he hails from way in the west, from SP, where he has said the best be. And I'm talking about His Excellency Kenneth Douglas. Kenneth Douglas, as we have said, has been a Sandy Pointer from birth. He has always stood with the people of Sandy Point. He is one of them who sometimes put Sandy Point in front of St. Kitts and I ask them how they get it down there. Kenny has demonstrated over and over again that he has the vision to move Sandy Point forward. Sean has failed the people of Sandy Point. And that is why the people are saying, Sean, you're gone, and Kenny is on. And that is why Kenny is saying, what for me, for you. And now I take this opportunity to bring to the microphone the next representative for constituency number 5, His Excellency Kenneth Kenny Douglas.
Oh, yeah, oh. People, you ready? From Brimstone Hill to La Valley. Oh, na, na, na. Oh, na, singing this one song, all hail the patriot Kenny. Yeah, long time we've been waiting for something to make us feel the vibe. The soldier in this red army makes Sandy Point come alive. Alive, in number 5 we never die, you know. Alive, in number 5 when the people cry, you know. Alive, in number 5 come let me do it together. Alive, in 5 me and me neighbor voting for Labour. Oh, Sandy Point massive. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Come with me, come with me. I want to hear you say this, all right? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Say what for me is what for you. Say what for me is what for you. Tell everybody come and try.
Sandy Point, St. Kitts-Nevis, what for me is for you also. Good evening to the good people of constituency number 5, Sandy Point, Fig Tree, and La Valley. And I want to say a pleasant good evening to all the people of our great federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Whether you are at home or you are abroad, a pleasant good evening to you. And welcome to another meeting of the NextGenSkn Labour Dream Team. What for me is for you also, the people of Sandy Point and St. Kitts and Nevis in general. Comrades, we are just a few days away from a highly anticipated June 5th general elections here in our great federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Comrades, just like Jeffrey Hanley a while ago, I am feeling energized. I am refreshed and I'm ready to go. I am ready. And my team also is energized. my team is ready and my team is refreshed. I am ready, my team. I am ready, my people. And I know that you, the people of this federation, I know that you are ready also.
Ready for them. Let them know we're ready for them. Don't tell them so. That's how we feed them.
Comrades, we are pressuring them. Down in constituency number 5, I have never seen pressure like this before. Pressure, pressure, pressure for Sean Richards and his people down there in constituency number 5.
He's dead, they go dead. Live again. But I got them going by deep breath. And they breaking a sweat. Hear them.
Comrades, these people in constituency number 5 and in St. Kitts-Nevis in general, they could already smell the defeat. They could smell the defeat already. They have now, we started now, they have started to deface our posters in constituency number 5. They started tearing down posters in Marcella's constituency. They started covering Dr. Douglas's in number 6. And they started pulling down Leon Winnie Natta Nelson in number 7. Pressure, bus, pipe. But I want to say to you this evening, my comrades, that will not faze us at all. That will not faze us because what? Posters don't vote. Posters cannot win this general elections. People do. People will win this general election for the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party. So comrades, I just want to say to you, the time is now. Your time is now. It is time for the Team Disunity Party to go. We've waited for this moment for 5 long years, and the time for change is now. Comrades, people of St. Kitts-Nevis, I just want you to know that my decision to enter into politics, in the political arena, as the candidate for St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party, was the desire to see better for the people of Sandy Point and the people of St. Kitts and Nevis on a whole. The fact that I could have had a chance to change the things that I'm seeing in Sandy Point, to do better for the people in Sandy Point, to put proper plans in motion and to develop the community where I was born and raised. That is the reason why I am in politics today. So I am saying to you, my people, on June 5th, 2020, when I become the next representative of constituency number 5, the people of Sandy Point, the people of Fig Tree, the people of La Valley would benefit from my vision of development in our community and our nearby communities. Comrades, Sandy Point, Fig Tree and La Valley will have true representation and can boldly say that Sean is gone and Kenny is on. My people of St. Kitts and Nevis, my vision of youth development will not only benefit the constituents of number 5, but the country on a whole. And I want to say that in the areas of sports, culture, and the creative arts. People of St. Kitts, my comrades, under a NextGenSkn Labour leadership, with myself, Kenneth David Kenny Douglas, as your next elected representative, no longer will you hear these words, my hands are tied. You will no longer hear those words, my hands are tied. As your member in Parliament, my communities will see, 1, the construction of at least 50 houses per year in Sandy Point, not 24 houses. Let's give him a little piece. Let's round it off to 25. 5 houses per year. That is not good for my people. And so these houses will benefit the next gen model of homes in St. Kitts and Nevis. These houses will be equipped with panels which will lower the cost of electricity bills right here in St. Kitts-Nevis. Modern designs, hurricane-resistant houses I'm talking about. And additionally, all the necessary infrastructure will be placed upon completion of these NextGenSkn homes. This is what you call leadership, NextGenSkn style. Comrades, we will see the restoration of Pump Bay. Pump Bay will be revitalized. Our Sandy Point tradition of family picnics and get-together will now become reality once again. We will enhance Pump Bay into a major tourist attraction that will benefit the people of Fig Tree, Sandy Point, and La Valley. But comrades, I will not stop there. I pledge that there will be an establishment of a sports academy right here in the Federation of St. Kitts-Nevis. And this academy would be geared towards developing the athletes academically and otherwise. This would benefit athletes from all disciplines, whether it is football, cricket, basketball, track and field, netball, you just name it. Such an initiative, my people, would be geared towards putting St. Kitts on the map. Not here, just here in St. Kitts, but regionally and internationally. This, my people of St. Kitts-Nevis, this is my passion. This sports academy will become a reality when I become the next representative in this Labour administration. So, comrades, in this coming elections, vote NextGen. In this coming election, vote for Labour. Put your ex by the hand. Vote for yours truly, Kenneth Douglas, and make sure your ex doesn't touch no part of that little box. My people of Sandy Point, my people of this Federation of St. Kitts-Nevis, do not be fooled. Do not be bribed. Me not tell you don't take the money, you know, because when they come with the money, take the money if they offer it to you. But don't let that deter you from voting for change. Don't let that deter you from voting for Labour. So on June 5th, we will change the change. When you drop your X in the box, make sure it does not touch the side of the box. Put a nice, neat X in that box. Don't spoil the ballots at all. We getting him out of these elections. Comrades, the NextGenSkn team is ready to serve you, the people. We have the plans for you because it is all about you. On June 5th, my people, do the right thing. Do the right thing. Make the right choice. Because in Sandy Point, in Fig Tree and Le Valley, in constituency number 5, Sean gone and Kenny is on. Thank you very much, and may you have a wonderful night rest.
Yeah, so long. We're coming in stronger than ever. We're coming in stronger than ever. Yeah, I said, four in a row. Everybody start jumping to Labour. To Labour. To Labour. To Labour army. To Labour. To Labour. To Labour. Army is a nation of red.
We want to say thanks to His Excellency Kenneth Douglas for such a presentation tonight. One of the things that he spoke about was sports. And he talked about how he would put St. Kitts on the map as the Minister of Sports. Now, I ask the people of St. Kitts-Nevis. You have Sean and you have Kenny. Who do you think will be the best Minister of Sports. Kenny has played for the national team, the national cricket team. Kenny has managed a number of sports teams. Kenny is a trained and professional trainer and physiotherapist. And Sean, on the other hand, they say he never kicked a ball in school yet. So who do you think will be the best Minister of Sports? And that is why we are saying that the NextGenSkn team has what it takes to take St. Kitts to the next level. And it's clear that Kenny is the best man for sports. But we are going to continue, and we are going to come a little further east of Sandy Point. And we are going to bring the man from number 4. Steve, for sure, in number 4. When Steve first came on the scene, I told people that Steve is a man of substance. He has a great vision, almost like the vision was in a well-protected case deep down in him. And he was just waiting for the opportunity to let the country know and let constituency number 4 know exactly what he had in mind. And Steve has demonstrated that. You know, when Steve started, I told him he needed to eat a little bit more coconut dumpling and so. And I got a call from a significant lady who told me he getting the coconut dumpling now. I think he walking. And so Steve has peaked at the right time. And so that is why we are saying that Steve will win constituency number 4. How do I know that? I have a lot of patients from constituency number 4. And I saw the shift over the months that have passed. And I want to say to the people of constituency number 4 that Steve will take them where they are dreaming to go. And so help me to bring to the microphone His Excellency Steve Wrensford.
On election day, hear what I say. On election day, hear what I say. We vote in Steve, Steve, Steve. On election day, we vote in Steve, Steve, Steve. On election day, we jam in with Steve. We pushing for Steve. We voting for Steve. Steve, Steve, Steve. The one for we. Steve, Steve, Steve. The man for the community. Steve, Steve, Steve. I'm the leader in here. Even Lizzie say we voting Steve anyway.
Good night to one and all in St. Kitts-Nevis. And good night to those in the diaspora from St. Kitts-Nevis. And a special good night to the constituents of constituency number 4. Tonight, as we continue our virtual meetings, I want to say to the people of constituency number 4 that Grant has to go. Grant has to go. I'm sure you heard Clive Webster today. And that is just the beginning, the unraveling and demise of Lindsey Grant. Lindsey Grant does not love constituency number 4. It's all about himself, so he has to go. We in constituency number 4 have suffered 5 years under Grant. We have suffered 5 years under this government. Victimization, cronyism, nepotism, but nothing for number 4. But that has to stop, and it will stop under the NextGenSkn Labour Party administration comes the 5th of June. You see, constituents of number 4, Grant has no idea about the struggles of poor people. Grant was never poor, so he cannot understand when people are hungry, when people really need something to elevate themselves, because he was born in wealth. And so that is why he will continue to misappropriate other people's funds. Grant has completely abandoned number 4. In fact, Grant comes around like a thief in the night. He sent around a team to go and canvass people because he's afraid to go back to the people of the many broken promises he has made to the people of constituency number 4, especially Hispanic people. And so I want to say to the people of constituency number 4 that Labour has open arms. Stop suffering and come over to the NextGenSkn team. You see, Grant thinks he can fool number 4. But I'm saying to him, he better pack up his bag. Because on the 5th, he's gone. And the people of number 4 will get the representation they deserve. And for the few days leave that will be left under his outgoing representation, when he comes to you, you must demand of him to account for the 5 years and months that he was in government. Because it's really an insult to the people of number 4. He came and he promised, but he has not elevated number 4 in any way. And that has to stop. And so you, the people of number 4, must help me to make Grant go back down. Can you write his name again? Sogillies. Let him go back down there. Because it's an insult to us in constituency number 4. We have bright people down there, talented people, people who have ambition, and they were not never helped. And so I say to you, a vote for Labour will bring representation that you deserve. And so I ask you, the people of number 4, to make sure you consider seriously to vote for yours truly, Steve Wrensford, on the 5th of June. Let's look at constituency 4. Ask yourself if there has been any economic growth in constituency number 4. None. No economic upliftment in constituency number 4. We see that a number of the projects in our constituency, their roads need paving. And I want to assure the people of number 4 that I would pave the roads and the projects. Somebody made a comment today on a Facebook page. I want to assure that person that the road at Virtual's housing development will be paved. It will be paved in the first month of my administration of number 4. And I've said earlier during public meetings that all the projects in number 4 will have roads that will lead to one another. We have, for example, we have a project in Lamberts, and we have one in Middle Island. There's a gut that separates both. A simple road will join one into the other. And so, and at Virtuals, and at the Virtuals housing development, those roads will join into one another. So we'll have a network of roads in the constituency. So you could drive from one project to another project without any hindrance. So that will come to number 4 upon I taking office. And the people of number 4 know that Labour is a party of the people. They have enjoyed tremendously under Labour. So the course is clear. Come back to Labour. Let us do it. And let us improve our own constituency.
Taking we country back. Taking we country back. We taking we country back.
So yes, Labour has always been the driving force of economic achievement and advancement in St. Kitts-Nevis. Has always been and will always continue to be. We started the housing revolution and we are going to continue when we take over on the 5th of June. We provided numerous job opportunities over the years. There has been an influx of small businesses under Labour, and we're going to continue that. In fact, it's going to be so tremendous that young people are going to be praising Labour for a long, long, long time. There has been a constant stream of investors under Labour. We have assisted numerous families in acquiring the means to raise their socio-economic status under Labour. We provided many scholarships to numerous persons, allowing the opportunity for them to advance not only themselves, but their families. And the list can go on and on and on. But the point I'm making is that we love you, the people. We love you. So love us back. And let us build together. The NextGenSkn Labour Party movement is a people-first movement, a people-first movement. Labour wants to ensure that we have a stronger and healthier environment for future generations. They ran their campaign last election and many promises on good governance, and they are guilty of committing the most outrageous offenses that go against the principles of good governance. So in number 4, remember I said to you that we're going to have 200 houses in a new community with proper roads and drainage, a sewage system, potable water, green energy, etc. This is one of the areas that will benefit you, the people of number 4, because in going around canvassing, housing is in great demand, and we must address that. The SKN Labour administration will address that quickly upon taking office. So I want to say to the people as I wrap up here, that we have heard the cries of the people of this country. I have heard the cries of the people in constituency number 4. And I want to leave you and remind you that I, born in that constituency, live in that constituency, and plan to remain in that constituency. I want to remind you, and I want you to understand also 5 words, 5 letters, 5 letters, the same man. Grant, thief. 5 letters. Grant is 5 letters, thief is 5 letters, the same man. And grant equals, thief equals misappropriation of our lands at the Marriott, misappropriation of his client's funds, misappropriation of your vote. So you need to take back your vote. So I say to you as I leave you, that have confidence, utmost confidence in the Labour Party. The Labour Party must do good for the country because that is what we are about. Our motto says, for the good we can do. I want you to understand that Labour is red and ready. Labour will give you real representation that you deserve. And I say to you, we have your back. We have your back. So let us all go out and vote. Let us vote together and vote the scoundrels and bandits out of government and usher in a dream team, a team full of talent and competence, and help make our country great again, number 1 again. Thank you. Vote Labour. Vote Steve Wrensford on the 5th of June. Thank you. Have a good night and continue practicing safe hygiene and continue to do the protocols to avoid the COVID-19. Thank you.
Coming in stronger than ever. We're coming in stronger than ever. Yeah, I said, fall in a row. Everybody start jumping to Labour. To Labour. To Labour. To Labour army. To Labour. To Labour. To Labour army is a nation of red. Red, 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 red.
That was an excellent presentation by Steve. I think number 4 presents no great challenge in choosing a representative. On one hand, you have a man who has been in the constituency, who was born in the constituency, who has always been fighting for the people in the constituency, a man who is honest, was never charged for any misappropriation of anybody's funds, was never caught in any sting operation on a tape trying to sell the land of St. Kitts-Nevis even before he took office. That's one man. On the other hand, you have a man who was seen on a tape all around the world trying to sell his people's land, and he was not even in government. And that same man has to face a tribunal for misappropriation of client's fund. So there is no difficulty in deciding who is the best man for constituency number 4. If we are talking about good governance, if we are talking about honesty in government, trustworthiness in government, then therefore I say that Steve Wrensford for sure in constituency number 4. And so the choice is clear. Let's move on, and we come now to Bastille. But we are at the west of Bastille. And we have a representative for the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party, a candidate who won big the last time and who is committed to win bigger. Because in constituency number 3, the challenge is really not there. I think and I know that the Honorable Konris Maynard has represented his people well throughout the last 5 years or more. Even though he did not get to the executive, to the government, he maintained his office open to the people 5 days a week with a phone, a secretary, and your issues being addressed. That's a representative. Compare to the person who is trying to take the position, who says that she's a caretaker, now a candidate. But I hear she wasn't taking care of nobody at all except taking care of herself. And tonight I want the people of constituency number 3 to stick with the Honorable Konris Maynard. He will win bigger for you with the NextGenSkn team. And it gives me great pleasure to bring to this microphone our next speaker, the King, Comrade Konris Maynard.
Seconds, you ready? Yes, we ready now. Seconds, you ready? Yes, we ready now. Nevis, you ready? Yes, we ready now. Nevis, you ready? Yes, unstoppable force. When we move as one, let the whole world know. They can't keep Eskin down. And when we reach, we'll stay. A lot of dust going. Yeah, we small, but we turn up the place. Turn it up. Unstoppable force. When we move as one, and let the whole world know. They can't keep Eskin down. They can't keep Labour down. And when we reach full stage, a lot of dust going. A lot of dust going. Yeah, we small, but we turn up. And we go turn up the place. Now turn it up, now turn it up, now turn it.
Good night, comrades and citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis. It is indeed a pleasure to be back at a podium in a room like this where we could have the DJ blaring some nice live music for us. Long time I ain't had that little feeling there jamming to Unstoppable Force. I want to say a special good evening tonight to the constituents of constituency number 3. When I started this journey some years ago, I used a quote in my inaugural speech. It was a quote from Mahatma Gandhi. It said, "The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in service to others." The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in service to others. And I have stuck with that principle. That some of the most fulfilling moments in politics is when you are able to help someone along. I remember very vividly, after walking, the first person who I met in my canvassing was in Trafalgar. And the family needed some help. And so I made the necessary arrangements, contacted the person, and I was able to deliver the help. And at that time, I wasn't even thinking about securing their vote, just that they really needed the assistance. And it felt good, as always, to help someone who might be in need. And I've always remembered that feeling of being able to help someone. And that has continued throughout this journey of mine as a parliamentary representative in constituency number 3. But even before that, when I was just a candidate for the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party prior to the last election. And so, a decision is upon us once again to make a decision as to where we will go in each of the 8 constituencies in St. Kitts and Nevis. And naturally, I want the people of St. Kitts and Nevis to support the NextGen candidate in each of the 8 constituencies. But as we're doing here now, it is absolutely important that we take the decision that we have very seriously at this moment in history. We have seen that a coalition that was based on a very good idea and supposedly lofty ideals has been, over the past weeks, been shredded by the people that made up that coalition, the people that started it, the people that were part of it. And we have seen being exposed that it really has not been founded or sustained on the principles upon which many persons had, for instance, left the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party. Instead, we now understand what the real issue is behind achieving some of the lofty goals that were set by the coalition 5 years ago. And that there's one person at the center of that does not allow for these things to happen. But it reminds me of the story of the pig, where you put lipstick on a pig. It's still gonna be a pig. And that is why it's so important for us as citizens in this general elections. It's not just to listen to what the politicians have to say and how nice they sound. But we must remove the veil and look at the character of the people who are saying things to you. So if a pig shows up with a lipstick and a frock, telling you that it is a runway model, you have to look beyond the veil and realize that it is just a pig. That's all. And then we will not be in a situation where we will be disappointed when we do not get what the pig has promised. I'm just using pig as an example. I mean, I could have used anything else. I could have used a duck. But the point is we need to make a decision, and I want you to look beyond the veil. And over the past weeks, we have heard different persons providing a new perspective on the cabal that exists within our government. That there is really no real unity, but rather a mixture of disunity. That they don't get along. That they're always looking over their shoulders. And so I want us to fall in this philosophy that we are in pursuit of a greater democracy. We're in pursuit of a place that has less victimization. We're in pursuit of a country of no nepotism. We're in pursuit of a country that really attempts to provide fairness for all. And until we reach there, we must change the change until you get change that you want. Change the change until you get change that you want. And I know a lot of you listening tonight and across this federation are disappointed because you really thought that these folks would live up to some of the lofty goals that were set. Not realizing, then it seems, that the main architects or the main people who were saying it, especially Timothy Harris, was only a farce to pursue his own political, personal agenda. Why else? After a mere 5 years, everyone around you has withered away and moved away from you. Why else is there a question after just one term? After the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party first term in office, from 1995 to 2000, there was no question about where the country would be going. And persons came out and showed that they were satisfied with the job of the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party and returned the party to power with all 8 seats in St. Kitts and Nevis. Today, this government is struggling. Unsure of where it stands, because no matter what they do, no matter the lies that are spewed, the propaganda that is placed, they still can't get a one-up on the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party. And so, I want to encourage those of you who were disappointed. We have put together an excellent team of candidates, guided by experience and filled with youth, new ideas, next-gen ideas. Give NextGenSkn a chance, an opportunity to see if we can bring about that change, that improvement, that maturity in our politics that you say and we all say that we are yearning for. So as I come to a close here this evening, I want to focus in on the choice in constituency number 3. As I said, you have to look beyond the veil. Some people will come to you and will have a very good script. They will be able to recite what has been prepared. But I want you to look beyond the veil. Konris Maynard had 1 year before the last general election with the support of a government. In that 1 year, I was able to do a whole host of things. Whether it is a greenhouse in St. Johnson Village, repainting of the Dr. William Connor Primary School, refencing of the Patsy Allers playfield, lighting of the Limekeel playfield, resurfacing of the roads in the village, Wigley Avenue and Walwyn Avenue, whether it is the multi-million-dollar road project in the Buckley's housing extension, it remains one of the largest road projects to date, whether it is the building of the Boyd's playfield or the building of the sidewalks from West Farm to Boyd's, whether it is the cleanup of the camps area of all the derelict vehicles, whether it is the naming of streets. We did a lot in just 1 year when I had the support of the government. I never made the excuse that I was not elected. Compare that to a competitor who has been the caretaker for almost 4 years. Look around West Bastia and ask yourself, what can that caretaker boast about being able to bring to the people of that constituency? Very, very, very little. In fact, I saw an information leaflet listing the achievements of the caretaker. I saw 5 achievements. Something about an oncology unit. Something about, yes, oncology unit at the JNF hospital. I saw one saying TDC Duos development approved. Nothing for the people of West Bastia. She spoke about road development in Garvey's, which was started in just December gone, and a road development in Mattingly Heights. The only project that the person competing for this seat against me in constituency number 3 can say that has been completed is the building of a road to her house. That is not what we deserve in constituency number 3. We deserve someone who has not only always been there, but when having an opportunity to have the ear of the government, to make maximum use of it. And so the comparison is glaring. There is a big winner in constituency number 3, and that is Konris Maynard. I will continue to work hard to win bigger for you. There is so much more to come. There are playfields in Shadwell to come. Lagreed will be developed into the next frontier of constituency number 3 community development. Patsy Allers will be transformed into a cozy field with possibly the first artificial turf with bleachers and netting to prevent the balls from going into neighborhood yards. We will be building a brand new or renovating to make it new again, a Cardin home that will become the envy of the Caribbean in terms of elderly care, so that our elderly can age with dignity. We will restore a feeling of pride surrounding our historical artifacts in this country by building a monument for the Buckley's Uprising, and up in Shadwell, renovating the old Cotton House into a National Museum attraction and community center. For those young businesses who I meet all the time, you will have an opportunity to own your own little slot or lease or rent your little slot in our small business mall complex. You will be able to benefit from the Up From Zero tax plan, where you will start your business, no taxes, no application fees until your business is up and running. Don't talk about the restarting of the housing revolution, such that the people in constituency number 3 will have over 200 houses, or maybe even 250 houses before the end of the next 5 years. The people of the Boyd's West Farm Points area will have a commercial park as that area expands, such that more business opportunities are possible. We will build a multi-purpose community center with a preschool and a daycare. And finally, for tonight, I will announce that we will facilitate weekend daycare and evening night care for working parents. These are the next gen ideas that are coming to constituency number 3. And I want you to join us, to join me once again on this journey to win bigger for you. I want to thank you very much for tuning in. We love you so much. And this time, NextGen is very serious about taking the lessons that we have learned and making it possible for us to do better, bigger, brighter things for our future. All the best. Vote NextGen NextGenSkn. It is the right decision to make for our country at this time. Vote the hand. Vote Konris Maynard. We love you. Thank you very much and have a wonderful evening.
Steve is an honest man. Steve is a committed man.
Steve is a man with opportunity for the youth. Steve has definitely shown up and shown out for constituency number 4.
The youth of constituency 4 are definitely supporting His Excellency Steve Wrensford.
Doctor do care for you. Doctor do makes our dreams come true. You should vote Labour.
We are the future of Labour.
SP, you ready? Yes, we ready now. SP, you ready? Yes, we ready now.
You're not ready, Debbie?
Yes.
We're moving for you.
Yes, for us.
Yeah, the way.
Kenny is for me, and yes, Kenny is for you.
I think it's a vision, it is clear, and the people must vote for this. On the other hand, there is no other vision as clear as this from the other side. I'm listening tonight and I'm hearing that they're having some opening for some campaign for constituency number 8. But I was over in Connery today and I had a little document that had what would be done for constituency number 8 over the past 5 years. And as I looked at the document and I showed it to the people of Connery, not one thing that was promised to the people of Connery was done. Not one. 0. Not an egg, a duck, a circle, nada. Somebody say Google. Nothing Eugene Hamilton said he would deliver for the people of Connery, he delivered. He said the stadium, he said coming soon. Health center, coming soon. Jobs, coming soon. Businesses, coming soon. Well, with a representative. Everything coming soon and can't come yet. And the garbage bins, they already come. Somebody say he is the minister of garbage. That is what they're saying in Connery. Total failure. His policies, they have failed. As I asked a young lady, if you vote for Eugene Hamilton, how will your life change? What difference would there be? No job. You're on the PEP for 7 years. No house. Eugene Hamilton built 3 houses over there and promised 20-something people and refused to give the houses out now. So 20-something people are expecting 3 homes in Connery. Deception. And so I'm saying to the people of Connery, judge Eugene Hamilton on his record. He has failed you, the people of Connery and the constituency. But we must move on tonight. And I want to call to the microphone the person who will take constituency number 2. A person who has served with distinction, honesty, uprightness. A woman who is a beacon of light for other women here in our St. Kitts-Nevis and beyond. An inspiration. I keep saying to her, you have delivered so much. You have done so much. Please tell the people what you have done. Because Jonel Powell, who has misappropriated so much funds, is trying to question this woman here who is a representative of all our women here in St. Kitts-Nevis. And I want to say, quiero decir a la gente que habla español, que viven aquí en Bastia, que vota por Marcella, porque ella ha sido con ustedes desde el principio. Es una mujer de valor, de buena representación, y va a trabajar mucho para ustedes. Y por eso nosotros dijimos, por favor, que vota por la mano, que vota por Marcella Liburd. And I want to call to the microphone tonight the royal lady from constituency number 2, who says we are all in to win, will win constituency number 2 again because the people are with her. I want her to know that she's admired by the women. The number of women who are telling me they're going to support Marcella, she does not even know who they are, but they're going to support her silently because they think that she deserves their vote. And I want to bring tonight to the microphone the royal lady, the Honorable Marcella Liburd.
In my whole life, I've got a dream. My whole life, got a dream. Too many people hate apartheid. Why do you like it?
A very pleasant good evening to all who are logged on this evening to this virtual meeting and to all who are listening via radio or the internet. I want to say a very pleasant good evening to the good people of Central Bastia who on June the 5th will go into the various polling stations and return Marcella Liburd as the representative of constituency number 2. I recall when this unity construct had their big meeting up in Greenlands Park, when they first came together, the very next day, Ken Richards, I don't know if he remembers, met me and said what I thought of it. I said, it's all a facade. I said, it was pure deception. That was a convenient arrangement. I said all those things to him the day after. And I've lived today to see that what I said back then, over 5 years ago, has come true. Over the past couple of weeks, we've seen people jumping off the sinking ship. Jumping off the sinking ship. One by one, jumping off the sinking ship. And as Sparrow says, 60 million Frenchmen could not be wrong. And so I want the people of Kitts-Nevis to look at what's happening. Look at what's happening. Every single member of the so-called PLP has left. Only Timothy Harris is here. The cheese stands alone. Every single member has left. And so what he has done is to put those persons who he controls into the organization, if it's still an organization, because I really don't know what it is, but it must be something because he's in total control of PAM. So it has to be something. And so what is happening is PAM is also sinking very fast. Last election, they had 6 candidates in the race. This election, they have 5 candidates in the race. I wouldn't like it to go on because soon they'll have no candidates in the race. Timothy Harris has stayed there and ensured that he is destroying PAM. On top of that, PAM actually has no leadership. There is no leadership there. And that is why I said to the people in number 5, you have to vote for a leader. Because when you're running the country, you have to look for leaders. And to the people in number 2, John L. Powell says he's the chairman of PAM. But you tell me one thing that he's done to help PAM since he's the chairman. All they're looking for is status. Chairman, and absolutely nothing has happened except for the fact that PAM is going down. And so there's absolutely no leadership there. And so when you look at it, Sam Kondo, who was the deputy leader, he has come out and openly says he has spoken with them and he'll be supporting the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party. Dwyer Stefan has said that he will be voting for Jeffrey Hanley. Big Lice, who I would say is a PAM, original PAM, has come out and said, I am voting for Dr. Joe. Big Lice has come out and said that. We had a gentleman from number 4 this morning on Kiss FM making a passionate plea to the people of number 4 to say why you must not vote for Lindsey Grant. And from my understanding, he was someone who was deep in the campaign for Lindsey Grant at one point. And he didn't just leave it there. He said there is a political alternative. There is a political alternative. And we all know that he's referring to Steve Wrensford in number 4. Steve, for sure, in number 4. And that is what is happening. Time after time, week after week, sometimes day after day, somebody sent me something and said, tonight I must have that Elimat back too. So even Elimat saying, please jump off the ship. People of St. Kitts-Nevis, the ship is sinking. Jump off the ship and support the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party. Today, I listened to Zico Kondo. I didn't hear all of what he said, but I heard some of what he said. He was very eloquent, and he made a plea. Well, he was showing why his father had to leave them. And he went on to say he will be supporting the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party. So I want to say to the people of St. Kitts-Nevis, look at what is happening, and you will see that there is really no unity over there. It's disunity through and through. Disunity. But again, the facade, as I said in the very beginning, is coming to light today. As one by one, people are jumping off the ship. But I understand that it's more than one by one. It's like by the tens. But the one by ones are those who are the outspoken ones who will take to the airwaves and speak whatever they have to say. And so I want to say to the people of St. Kitts-Nevis, you have a choice to make on the 5th. You have a party. For 5 years, they couldn't even bring 1 cent of investment to St. Kitts-Nevis. Not 1 cent. And don't take my word for it. This is not politics, this is facts. Not 1 cent of investment. In 5 years, we have seen blatant nepotism. Again, don't take my word for it. Go and check the facts. In 5 years, corruption at its heights, incompetence at its best. And so people are saying, do we want 5 more years of that? Do we want 5 more years of that? No. Of course not. On the other hand, you have a team, a well-balanced team of competent people. People of various skills and talents. And you have a leader, whatever his faults. We went down Winner Fam on Saturday, and I think we had a fairly good time. And the leader was saying, I'm a human being, which he is a human being. And so he has made mistakes. But on the other hand, he has also done some great things for the time that he was there as the leader of the country. And Zico Konda said that today. He said, the man is a political genius, whether you like him or not. But take away the emotion, and the fact is that every time we've had a crisis, while he was at the helm, he was able to take us through it successfully. Successfully. And so we are now in a crisis situation. And so I appeal to the people of St. Kitts-Nevis. In situations like this, leadership is key. It is very important who is leading in these times. And I would say the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party has better leader by far for these times to take us out of this pandemic. And I want to say to the people of Central Bastille, you have a choice to make on the 5th. You have a choice to make. I've been there for you through thick and thin. There are other people who went missing in action and now come jumping all over the place, scrambling all over the place. But we know that leadership must show maturity. It must show maturity. You have to have leaders who you can trust, not leaders who would misappropriate people's funds that they leave with them in trust. You take people's money that they leave with you in trust and then has the gall to offer yourself up to say you're going to run for office. And I would want to ask the people of Central Bastille and the people of St. Kitts-Nevis, is this the example you want for your children? Is this the example that you want for your children? No. You want your children to look and say, yes, look at my leader. He took somebody's money that they left in trust for them. This is what you want? But we have to call a spade a spade. These things are happening because of who they are. If it was one of those boys out of McKnight or a Pine Garden or from Dorset or any of those areas who had done the exact thing, they probably would have been behind bars today. But these guys can have the police investigate them, and then Timothy Harris comes in, stops the police investigation, and just put an end to it like that. Are we comfortable with that as Christians, as civil society? That is what we want for our children. So we have a stark choice that we have to make on June the 5th. And I have confidence in the people of Central Bastille. I have confidence in the people of St. Kitts-Nevis, who must still have some moral soul, who must still have some ethics, who would still, because this could happen in no other country. No other country. And I'm not even talking about in the world. I'm talking about in the Caribbean. But our government is so corrupt that anything goes, because the corruption starts at the top. The fish stinks from the head. And we have already heard that none of them could hold no candle of correction. And so that is why they have to ensure that they carry out the bidding of Timothy Harris. He likes how he have them. He likes how he has them. Because they can't say anything about him. They have to do whatever he says. And that is exactly why PAM is disintegrating. Because he is now the new leader of PAM. And so the list, I understand, came out today. The list for the election. I would want all the constituencies to make sure that they go to the list as soon as possible to see whether or not any names have been removed or any have been added that should not be there. And if that is the case, inform your leader, your constituency leader, inform your branch campaign manager, inform the office immediately, because we intend to make sure we take legal action to ensure that the names of the persons who are supposed to be on the list are there. So please check your list immediately. make sure that the list is the one that should be there, should be the list. Check out your names carefully, be vigilant, because that's where the election lies. If your name not on that list, you can't vote. So make sure that your names and the names of all your friends and families are on that list. And on election day, come June the 5th, vote for the hand. Vote for the hand. And in Central Bastille, vote for Marcella Liburd for the post-COVID stronger development of Central Bastille. Thank you and have a good night.
She's just a girl and she's on fire, hotter than a fantasy, lonely like a highway. She's living in a world and it's on fire, filled with catastrophe, but she knows she can fly away. Oh, she got both feet on the ground and she's burning it down. Oh,
she's really, really on fire. She has succinctly and lucidly explained exactly what is taking place with the sinking ship. Captain, the ship is really sinking. What shall we do? Must we stay on it? Or must we abandon ship?
This ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough. Oh yes.
Comrades, I want to say tonight, and to follow up from what Comrade Marcella said, that many persons are now joining Labour once again. And Labour is moving on. And I want to take this opportunity to thank a number of persons who have joined the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party once again and who has even endorsed me. I want to thank Douglas Watley for joining the campaign and his endorsement. I want to thank Big Lice for the same, Marcus Hamilton, Chesley Hamilton, Infamous, and there are many others whose names I will not mention tonight. Exactly, Leon. But I just want the people to know that our campaign has been attracting a large number of persons. And in number 8, we will bring it home for Labour.
Do not ask me who I'm voting for. Ask me who I am not voting for. It's easy to ask me that question. Big guys, who you not voting for? I'm not voting for Hamilton. I cannot vote for Hamilton. I cannot vote for Eugene Hamilton. But I vote him. I vote him. Do not let the empty promise have you have to live another 5 years waiting on a piece of land, waiting on a house, because they're going to pick and choose. And that's you.
You have heard it. That is really a rejection of a man who has failed the people of constituency number 8. Big Lies has said it perfectly. I can't say it any better. But let's move on tonight to our next speaker. And our next speaker hails from constituency number 7, the constituency that borders my constituency, my brother constituency. And I want to say tonight that there is going to be a shake-up in constituency number 7. History will be made in constituency number 7. Because Leonatta is really putting people above politics. He has brought a different type of politics in constituency number 7. His approach is different. His communication and relationship with the people, they are also different. And so I want the people of constituency number 7 to look at both candidates. Take a good look and choose. Over here, you have a man who is fit and ready. A campaign that has been attracting a large number of people. Young people, middle-aged people, and the elderly. On the other hand, you have a prime minister who has been abandoned by all the people who were on the executive in his party. Douglas Watley, he gone. Clecton Phillip, he gone. Sam Kanda, he gone. Dwyer Astafan, he gone. So if a man has lost all the persons around him, well, where does the problem lie? Does it lie with the man? Or does it lie with all those who have left? Well, as they say, how much Frenchmen can be wrong? 10,000 Frenchmen can't be wrong. This is an indictment on the person of Timothy Harris. And that is why we are saying to the people of constituency number 7, it is time to move on and move on to the next generation and help us to join the campaign and make it successful. That campaign of Leon winning Natta Nelson. Help me to bring to the microphone the winning man from constituency number 7, Natta Nelson.
Hey, give thanks for life. Give thanks for life. Oh, chimney, chimney. Today my rise like the sunrise, my bright and my upright. No one can break my vibes. I may not care who I fight, I know I criticize, I'm on the higher heights. So you can say what you want to and do what you want to, it's no concern to me. Because I have my own vision, me dip on my own mission to rule my destiny. Oh, it's my day to do what the fuck I want to. It's my time, and I'll use it any way I want to. It's my life, and I'm responsible for every action. It's all mine, my day, my time, my life.
Comrades of labor, good evening. Comrades, good evening. You ready? You ready? You ready for the election?
Let them know we ready for them. Don't tell them so, that's how we feed them.
We ready and ready in NextGenSkn. Greetings, my comrades. Greetings to my colleagues. Greetings to the listeners and viewers. And of course, greetings to the wonderful people of constituency number 7. And of course, I must include always greetings to the wonderful citizens in the diaspora of St. Kitts-Nevis. Comrades, they don't know your story and they don't care. Len and Tim don't know your story and they don't care.
They just know my song. They don't know how far I'm coming from.
They know your news, but the next gen know your issues. They know your news and they chat your news, but the next gen know your issues, and we will solve your issues on June 5th. On election day in St. Kitts-Nevis, which is June 5th, we shall solve all your issues. So I call on all registered voters, no matter which constituency you are, no matter where you are in the diaspora, get ready for June 5th, because the NextGenSkn is ready to lead again. The NextGenSkn is ready to bring a new beginning in St. Kitts-Nevis. Comrades and the people of St. Kitts-Nevis, I had a little time last night to listen. For the past couple of weeks, we have not had much time to ourselves, but I had some time last night to listen. And I heard the man who should be running against me in these elections saying something about the GDP ratio, something about national debt, and some other things which make no sense whatsoever to the people of St. Kitts-Nevis. But comrades and people of St. Kitts, let me help you. Let me help you to understand what happened to the economy under the NextGenSkn and what happened under Team Unity. Under the Labour government, the Treasury had $900 million and maybe a loan of $84.5 million. But that simply means we could have paid the loan 9 times. That simply means our country had a net worth. That simply means our country had equity. That is why we had jobs. That is why we were able to attract investors. That is why we had a GDP of 5.8 and 6.2%. That is when we had $900 million in the treasury. That was the state of affairs under the Labour government. But here comes Harris. Here comes nepotism. Here comes corruption. Here comes squandering money. Here comes thieving of funds. And poof, the money gone. The money gone. And we have it gone. The $4 million gone on Timothy Harris' house. Then the rest of it gone into Patches Concrete. And then the Hopi scandal. Then the stem cell scandal. And just like that, in 5 years, $900 million gone. So the country has no equity. The country has no positive net worth. No money there to invest in our people. Can't buy our laptops for our children. Can't provide no money in the stimulus package. Because Harris come and eat off $900 million. Just like that, poof, the money gone. That is why we have no investors in the last 5 years. They have no confidence in the state of affairs of this country. That is why there are no jobs for the people of St. Kitts-Nevis. That is why there are no jobs for the people of Constituency 7. But comrades, let me ask you, what is the number one job in St. Kitts right now? What is the number one job, the highest paying job in St. Kitts right now? Poof. Pull down posters. Pull down bungee boards. That is all they're doing. Putting guns in people's waists at night and telling them go around to pull down bungee boards. Then after you don't pull them down, you collect them and you take them by the house of burial. And they pay you for that. That is the number one job in St. Kitts right now. Pulling down bungee boards, lamppost strips, posters. That is all we can offer the young men of St. Kitts-Nevis. That is why they have us running an election under the state of emergency. So that they could thief elections. So that they could install fear in the lives of the people. They want to bring back slavery to the people of St. Kitts-Nevis. That is why the state of emergency is there. Locked down at night while they take away your rights. That is what Harris is doing to the people of St. Kitts-Nevis. That is what Harris is doing to the people of Constituency 7. Locking you down at night and taking away your rights. This is slavery. Imagine we having an election, a modern day election, under slavery mentality. That is not right, and that could not be right in St. Kitts-Nevis. Comrades and people of St. Kitts-Nevis, you cannot allow Timothy Harris to be the present day slave master. Those things are long gone. Those things are long gone. Your fundamental right of freedom, your right to life, your right to personal liberty, Timothy Harris has taken that away from you with this state of emergency. Imagine the government telling you where you can be, when and where, how to be a Christian, when to go to church, when to serve God, how to be a Rasta, when to be a Rasta. Come on, that is not right. People of St. Kitts-Nevis, that is not right. But as my brother Jeffrey usually says, Any day now. That's how he said. Any day now. The elections are before us. In fact, just 11 days to go. The Bible says, I think it's Psalms 30 and verse 5. Anger may last through the night, but joy will come in the morning. So for the last 5 years, I understand that you have been angry. Angry with nepotism. Angry with corruption. Angry with thieving. But on June 6th morning, comrades and people of St. Kitts-Nevis, joy shall come in that morning. Joy shall come in that morning.
We taking we country back. I say, stop to march.
On June 6th, joy shall come in the morning. And when the roll is called up yonder, we will be there.
We coming in stronger than ever. We coming in stronger than ever. We coming in stronger than ever. We coming in stronger.
Comrades, when the roll is called up yonder, we, the NextGenSkn team, will be there to serve you. We are poised to recover. The country of ours shall recover as we did with the COVID-19. We shall recover from the tyranny of Timothy Harris. Only the Next Gen Labour Party will do that for you. We have ideas, we have innovation, we have leadership, and we look good, and we look better than them, and we sound better than them. So we just overall better than them. We're coming in stronger than ever. We're coming in stronger than ever. Huh? In all constituencies, we're coming in stronger than ever.
Coming in stronger than ever. We're coming in stronger than ever.
We're stronger and we're better with Natta in number 7. We're stronger and we're better with Natta in number 7. You've heard my plans. You've heard my plans. Natta will bring help. Natta will bring assistance. Natta will bring care and opportunities to each and every doorstep in number 7. You've heard my plans. My plans include the development of the sporting facilities in the constituency, securing our water source, building 250 homes, stronger homes, affordable homes in each community in the constituency. Duty-free shopping area mansion, agriculture facility in Christchurch, and of course, the brand new car racetrack in Tabernacle. You can't go wrong with Natta. Natta has brought options for you, opportunities for you, the people of number 7. I'm committing myself to you, committing myself to serve. That is why I come to you face to face to ask for your vote. Face to face to present the plans for number 7. But the man on the other side, he can't do that. He's sending people to say, Timothy, say what you want. That is not the way to do it. Face the people. Put in his voice and loudspeakers and going around. That is not the way to do it. And I'm ashamed for him because I thought over 30 years he would have the decency to go to the people and ask them, how can I help you? Or these are the plans to go forward. But he has done nothing of that sort. Sending our kind of people to ask the question. After all the promises that he made to you from 2014 till now. And some people, the promises from since 1995, he still can't deliver to you. That is terrible. Hold him accountable for his actions. As I ask you to do the same for me. Hold me accountable. Because these plans are yours for you to benefit from. These plans are yours to benefit from, the people of number 7. But before I close, I want to pay and recognize the tremendous work of a young fellow today. I think Marcella would have mentioned him. Because you see, in life sometimes, all we have is our good name. And for most of us, For most of us, that is all we shall take with us to the grave. And so, when I heard the young man in Kanda on the airways today, with his primary purpose was not politics, but the legacy of his family, his mother and his father. He had to defend them. And he defended them with love. He defended his family with love. But if it was on the other side, those who have defended their family with nepotism and corruption and the ability to install fear in the people, those are the people who we don't want. So, Kanda, I said to you, my brother, job well done. I am proud of you. And so we shall end by saying, we're coming in stronger in number 1 with Jeffrey Hanley. We're coming in stronger in number 2 with Honorable Marcella. We're coming in stronger with a bigger win for you in number 3 with King Konris. And we're coming in stronger in number 4 with His Excellency Steve Wrensford. And Sean is gone. Everybody gone from Timothy. And we're coming in stronger with Kenny in number 5. And of course in number 6. We're already strong there, but we're coming in stronger again with Dr. Douglas. And in number 8, you have the caring doctor. A doctor who has been given the support by many of the people, many of the critical people in chaos. And so we're coming in stronger in number 8 with Dr. Terence Joe. And of course, you can pull down all the posters you want. Keep pulling down the posters them. I will put them up again. We're coming in stronger. We're coming in strongest in number 7. We ain't backing down. We're coming in strongest in number 7. Because Leonatta has the plans for the people of number 7. I thank you. Have a good night. God bless you. See you tomorrow.
Stronger than ever. We're coming in stronger than ever. We're coming in stronger than ever. We're coming in strong. Stop! Hey, we're coming in stronger than ever. We're coming in stronger than ever. Yeah, I said, in a row, everybody start jumping till Labour, till Labour, till Labour, till Labour, army, till Labour, till Labour, till Labour. Army is a nation of red, 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 red.
Things have to change in this place because I want to see ministers under arrest.
Thank Comrade Leonatta for such a presentation. Enthusiastic, visionary. I think that you need to give him another round of applause. The people of constituency number 7 must be proud that their next representative is already representing them very well. I want to say tonight that the people of constituency number 8 must look for a different direction. Over the last years, very little was done for the people of constituency number 8. The 16 things that were pointed out to be done, hardly anything was done. And therefore, in constituency number 8, I want the people to know that we will build about 250 homes for you, the people in number 8. We'll also make sure that we upgrade the health centers and build a health center in the village of Konris. We will make sure that we upgrade and complete the sporting facilities. We'll also move up to the Green Hill Barefords area and re-establish farming and agriculture as an economic activity, major economic activity in our constituency. So the constituency will definitely be on the move. Too many people are hurting in constituency number 8 because of the lack of leadership. I want to bring on our last speaker for this evening. The man who is responsible for putting this team together. A team. The dream team. The NextGenSkn team. But the legacy of any great man is what he left behind in terms of those he would have empowered to carry on the work of leadership and service to the people. He has led this country through many crises, as we can remember them. In the 1990s to the early 2000s, the major hurricanes, the 2008 crash, economic crash, the closing of the sugar industry. Through all of those, St. Kitts-Nevis came out at the end of the day at number 1. And therefore, we are saying that this leader has done tremendously well for St. Kitts-Nevis. And therefore, we're asking the people of St. Kitts-Nevis to take a second look. Sam Kondo has said that he's the best of the options. Dwyer Astafan has also said that. Douglas Watley has also said that. These are men who supported Timothy Harris, who have now come and saying that Dr. Denzel Douglas was always the better option, and this last 5 years of Timothy Harris has made that clear. And therefore, I want you to help me to bring to the microphone the man who is leading the NextGenSkn team, the coach for the team, the man who has led St. Kitts-Nevis to number 1 with innovation, vision, and humble leadership. Help me to bring to the microphone the Right Honorable Dr. Denzel Llewellyn Douglas.
You're simply the best, better than all the rest, better than anyone I've ever met. You're simply the best.
Good evening to all of our brothers and sisters, all of our citizens, all of our comrades, those who are here in St. Kitts-Nevis, and those who are abroad. I remember in particular those families who would have lost loved ones. May not have lost them here in St. Kitts-Nevis, but would have lost several loved ones in North America, in the United Kingdom, from this very terrible pandemic, COVID-19. Let us not ever forget them. So many lives have been lost. so much agony and pain, and the suffering continues and will continue for some time, as we do not yet know when this will end. And so tonight, as I greet you, my dear people, I know that some of us are in agony and pain. But I say to you that even though we are at the moment going through the throes of a general election, there are very, very many of us here who are in pain. Not because we have lost loved ones, not because we have experienced intense illness and sickness, but because as a result of COVID-19 pandemic visiting our country, a lot of our people have been displaced. A lot of men and women have lost their jobs. A lot of children, as a result of that, have had their lives completely disrupted. Many, many parents are very much uncomfortable now because they do not know what will happen to them and also their children. As I was saying earlier in my own constituency this afternoon, as we moved from Newton Ground to St. Paul's and to Sadler's, opening our 3 constituency general election campaign offices, I made the point time and time again that very soon the suffering, the pain, the agony, it will come to an end. Because on the 5th day of June 2020, it will be Liberation Day. It will be Freedom Day. Liberation of our country from the clutches of men and women who have placed what would have been the main thrust of their agenda and mandate. They have misplaced that trust. They have used 5 years to look after themselves rather than looking after the interest of the people. 5 years of agony, 5 years of pain, 5 years of suffering, 5 years for some people of very little work, or work which has had very little pay. And so we said in my constituency this afternoon, we could not wait to see the end of this government and bring hope and relief to the people of constituency number 6, who might have been the hardest hit over the last 5 years because of the concentrated attack on the heartland of labor. And so tonight, I want to say to you that we have just 11 more days to go. And so I can say with joy and with pride that only 11 more days to go, and this country will be liberated from the hands of those who have brought suffering and pain on our land. It was just on Saturday evening past that we launched our fantastic, our bright and capable team of servant leaders. They would have come from among us. You would have chosen them. In some cases, you had 6 different choices to make. And you chose one of them to represent you in our constituencies. Last night also was a magnificent night. I saw the young leaders of our great party, the men and the women who have put up themselves to serve you. Do an on-the-spot interview right here in what is now our virtual campaign headquarters in Bastia, Galaxy Bastia. I said to you again, they have shown their own capabilities and their capacity. They understood very, very clearly 2-3 years ago what their role would have to be. And so far they have lived up to the entire period of preparation. And taking it from one of those who have been on the stage for a very long time. This team is ready to take on the mantle of leadership, ready to serve the interests of the people of St. Kitts-Nevis, not in the way that you have been served over the last 5 years, but in a very different, visionary way, where the people of St. Kitts-Nevis, their interest will be looked after first, above anything else in this world. This team that the NextGenSkn Labour Party is offering to our people, it can stand head and shoulders above any other team from any other party offering him or herself for leadership on election day. And so I say there is simply no comparison whatsoever. In fact, I want to emphasize now at this point that the government, or the men and women who today call themselves the government of our country, they are not really a government at all. They say that they are the unity team. They are all except being a united team. You could have seen the difficulties that the Prime Minister experienced, former Prime Minister that is, outgoing Prime Minister Harris. The difficulties that he experienced in calling this election. And have you ever thought why? Because there are really 3 different governments in one. It is not easy for this government to take any single decision. There are 3 different entities. Almost everybody is a king a king in himself upon the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. And that is why we need to get over this crisis in government as quickly as possible. And that is why, to a large extent, over the last maybe 18 months in particular, you would have seen that the government has lost its own focus, its attention, almost as if each entity was grabbing for itself, no longer certain that it will be able to command the mandate in the future, in the next term. And as a result of that, it has been very, very difficult to govern. Ministers are out of control. People doing as they like. And in the process, bringing a very negative image to our country and harming the lives of the people of our country. Over the past weekend, you would have heard of the exciting plans for the social and economic development of our country. You would have heard those who speak on health speak of a brand new JNF hospital. They would have told you about the importance of diagnostic medical tools, whether they are here in St. Kitts and Nevis or they are abroad every single citizen who is ill or who wants to maintain wellness must have that right to access. That is what is lacking. That is what has to happen. That is what must come. That must come in the new dispensation. And we give a commitment tonight that that will come. Nobody in this country, no child, no man, no woman should die as a result of lack of health care. That must not happen. It must be after a brilliant effort on the part of every health professional to keep that person alive. And we are saying tonight, that has to come in the new dispensation. And it can come, and it will come, without costing the taxpayer, without costing the citizen any extra money. We will demonstrate that later this week when we speak to the manifesto and the new policies of the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party in government as the NextGenSkn government of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. We've heard of education. We've heard of the new Bastia High School, which has not come. Earlier tonight, we were being told that the Bastia High School is on fire. What next is to happen to that school? It's not true, we are told. But the point is that 7 years ago, this group of misfits fooled the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. Said that they will build them a brand new Bastia High School. And of all places, after 7 years, that they want to build our school is on the aquifer. Where the people of Frigate Bay, the people of Bastia, the people who live on the Southeast Peninsula, that's where they get their own water from. And they want to go and build a school on the aquifer here in St. Kitts and Nevis. And we are saying that this is a modern country, very conscious of the environment in which we live and how to preserve it. They do not care about the people of our country. And we are saying that we will be bringing you into a new era of education. What we are seeing here by learning from home is going to become the common thing of the future. For those of us who still do not understand that post-COVID-19 would provide us with the platform, an excellent opportunity to really live in a digitalized age. Exams, as we see them today, for our students, will be something of the past. People will be assessed by their knowledge, by their capacity to think. That is what will be happening. The practical way of doing things. Exams will be gone as we know them today. And I look forward for that era to be ushered in by the NextGenSkn team. Our education system, it will be changed. We will have very many more scholarships, not to do the traditional studies that we are doing today, but to assist you more in developing the capacity to think. To ensure that you can use the new technology. The new technology which will be part and parcel of the life of every single citizen here in St. Kitts and Nevis. We will bring sports, information technology, culture, the arts, All these will be part and parcel of how we will move forward, especially involving our young people. Opportunities for entertainment. Opportunities for establishing yourself in the new thrust in the music industry here in St. Kitts-Nevis, allowing our young people to develop their talents, their skills, and where people from around the world would be able to enjoy what would have been their own intellectual property. That is the new age that we speak of. We are leaving behind, Timothy Harris, their greed, their grabbing, their corruption. That will be left behind. We want to move forward into a new era where every single man would have the opportunity to advance himself. That is the new era of which we speak. The economy will be different. We will take it to the next level. We will be seeing how we can twin cryptocurrency with the CBI program. How there would be linkages. How we would be able to resolve a lot of the issues that we are facing today within our banking system, within that particular industry. We will be able to overcome the barriers that we face today in the NextGenSkn economy. Tourism, international trade, investment. We would make sure that St. Kitts-Nevis would be interlinked with the markets in this particular area. Our tourism will be different. I spoke just last night, a glimpse of what the expanded dream of Kittitian Hill will be like. Bringing agriculture, tourism together, bringing our culture together, bringing the environment together, and making sure that the product that we sell to the rest of the world from here will be not only be attractive and be costly and provide us the opportunities for us to make decent living, but we would be able to showcase what we are as a people, our culture, our heritage, our proud history. Food security, agriculture, exploring the potential of the marijuana industry, finding new cures, finding use of medicinal plants as they would be part and parcel of healing the human mind, the human body, and the soul. This new era will speak to the empowerment of our youth, the right to a tertiary level education in a very universal and comprehensive way. Because you cannot find a guarantor for your child to go off to study. That should not impede the progress of this student, brilliant, who wants to go off and find her way in the world, the big wide world. These barriers of the past will disappear. And we would be able to soar to higher heights, and making sure that the Kittitian individual will excel no matter where he is in this global community. Youth empowerment, housing, the right to housing, the right to land, the right to education, the right to invest in your country, making sure that the 1,000 millionaires, among them must be a large number of our young people, using all the tools that are available today capital investment, the new capital investment trust, creating the environment, the legislative environment right here at our central bank and thus at the domestic level of each country so that we can grow and build and soar and be wealthy if we wish to be wealthy. Not for this just one generation, but several generations to come. Planting a seed now that will germinate and grow into the future. The right to housing. That must be critically important. And that is why each of the members would tell you how many houses they would build in the first 5 years in their constituency. It is almost as if they have bets among themselves as to who would really deliver the most. Because housing has become an essential feature of the empowerment of our people. It is critically important to advance us to the next level. And so the NextGenSkn team has been described by others as the action team. It has an action plan that will take us successfully not only through this crisis, but beyond the crisis as well. And why we feel so confident? Because we've done it before. The crises of the past that we have been through, we have done it before. The experience is there. The knowledge is there. The vision is there. And once you have done it before, you will do it again. That is why I am here. I am here as their leader, leading them to this new promised land, using the experience that I have, the knowledge, the vision, and allowing them the opportunity to build that base. And at the right time, there will be our succession plan announced to the world. And new leadership would have emerged as Douglas moves aside. That is what will happen after the 5th day of June, when the new dispensation starts here in our country. I promise you, my dear people, that we shall serve with compassion. We shall serve with equity. We shall serve with inclusion in order to ensure that all citizens would have gotten their fair share. 5 years ago, you were told each of you would get your fair share. 5 years later, I ask you, my fellow citizen, have you received your fair share? Have you, Mr. Citizen X and Miss Citizen Y, have you received your fair share over the last 5 years? And the answer is obviously no. But then you ask, has Harris and his family, have they got their fair share? Have the ministers of government got their fair share? Have they got their fair share compared to your share? And you would say without a doubt, they have not only got their fair share, but they have got too much of other people's share. That is why you don't have any share today after 5 years. Then you want to tell me you want to give them 5 more years to take more of your shares? But what the hell is going to be left for you and your children? And I say to you, therefore, shall serve with compassion, with equity, with a sense of inclusion to ensure that all citizens would get their fair share. You may ask, what are the guarantees? We look at our policies, look at our programs, look at what we've done in the past, and look at what we are saying that we would do. We've taken the pledge, the code of conduct, ethical conduct. None of us must breach that code. Any of us who breaches that code knows that he is out. That's the way it must be. I want to say to you, therefore, all will be and must be included in the national prosperity agenda. No one will be left behind. And so I said to you that the NextGenSkn, it is very serious about leadership. Our people have been suffering. Our people deserve better representation. They have been ill-served over the last 5 years by this outgoing regime. Harris and his disunity team has put their self-interest above the interest of the public good. They have been very, very busy lining their own pockets and the pockets of their families and friends. The government is now totally disoriented. The government has disintegrated. The government is waiting to go. My colleagues before me spoke of what has been transpiring over the last few weeks and months and days. Today, I want to commend young Zico Konda, a youthful mind, a youthful body, with a good spirit, speaking not only to the young people of St. Kitts-Nevis who are resident here, but speaking to them wherever they are and speaking to the entire world. It's amazing how much knowledge this young man possesses with so little experience in years. And you can see he was speaking from deep within, deep compassion, strong emotions. Man who has seen what his family would have gone through and is proud to defend his dad for whatever decision he would have taken in the past and present. But instead of that, instead of praising him for his forthrightness, those who are upset, those who are on the political losing end, have set upon him like dogs, want to destroy him and eat him up. As they have done to Big Lies, as they have done to Douglas Watley, as they have done to his father, as they have done to Clecton Phillip, as they've done to so many others who have said, I cannot live with them any longer. You don't know what is going on inside that cabinet, inside that government. They said not one day longer could they take it. And that is why they have broken free. That is why they are speaking out. Because the world must know, the citizens of St. Kitts-Nevis must be warned not to vote for them again. And that is the message that they are bringing. And so over the last few days, we would have all heard as one by one, several of our own patriotic citizens have been stepping forward to expose the ugly and the corrupt underbelly of the outgoing Harris-led regime. But at the same time, while exposing, warning, not to go there again. My dear people of St. Kitts-Nevis, I wish that we would listen to all of these patriots, all of them who have spoken out so eloquently as to what they have experienced firsthand and saying to us, for God's sake, don't allow this group of men and women to revisit the halls of our parliament and the halls and the seats of government here in St. Kitts-Nevis. It is a terrible thing as to what is happening in our government and in our country today. The scandals in social security, where men and women finally recognizing that the cookie is about to crumble, are now grabbing for themselves. Recently, the Social Security Board, I understand, demanded that they be given a raise before the government falls. And they should get as well gratuity, because they know the government will lose and they're not certain if they will be there anymore. But I said to you, if you have been good stewards, why do you fear? If you have looked after the interest of the social security funds to your best of ability, what do you fear? How do you know you will not be called upon again to continue to serve? You don't know. That is why I say the time to bring the vicious cycle of victimization to an end. People must be able to serve without fear that if there's a new dispensation by a change of government, then everything will be changed. No, that's not what we want. That is why, again, I say to you, let us usher in this new era, this new dispensation with a new NextGenSkn government, led by men and women who have been the agony, who have been at the agony end, the receiving end of the viciousness of victimization, and have said no more. Let it come to an end. The same thing that we saw in National Bank. Increases where maybe the salary of the chairman of the board is the annual salary of the ordinary worker in the bank. Monthly stipend. Maybe the annual salary of one of the ordinary workers in the bank. Those things cannot be right. Not today, when so many people are in need. That should not be right. Briefly, so many acts of corruption have surfaced. A guy called Patches, they call him the Patch Man, started his own concrete business in his own name, while in government, while in a ministry that buys cement and steel and lumber, and he establishes a business to do exactly that. Overpricing and the cost overruns in so many projects. The cruise pier, the bus terminals, the Island Main Road projects, National Heroes Park, bus terminal, the proposed New Bastia High School project on the aquifer would have cost a whopping $120 million. And so I say to you, squandermania and economic mismanagement will be the hallmarks, or they have been the hallmarks of this government. The boast of assisting over 1,000 persons with the 1,000 stimulus program. We know that that is a blatant lie. We know that people are not really getting the money. What therefore was the purpose of announcing this stimulus package? To assist those who have been affected, both businessmen and those who are the employees. We shall later this week and into next week outline our COVID-19 economic stimulus package, what it will be like on the new Labour administration. Because we believe that Dr. Harris has been making jokes with the people playing on their minds. And we believe this has to come to an end. People must begin to realize the benefits that are there for them, if really benefits have been put aside for them by this government. And so I say finally, let us on June the 5th join together, hand in hand, as one country, and put an end to nepotism and corruption. We are fighting for the soul of this our blessed country. The time has come to separate the correct from the corrupt and send a very strong message to the world about what the citizens of St. Kitts-Nevis will and will not accept from their leaders. For you to get better, you must choose better and wisely. This election will not be contested on an even playing field. Attempts will be made to disenfranchise our people. Attempts will be made to cheat our people out of the government that they deserve. We will not sit idly by, however, and allow this to happen. Today, earlier this evening in St. Paul's, there was an injustice being meted out to the people. And the people stood up. We saw the power of the people demonstrated on the main streets in St. Paul's earlier this evening. When they said wrong is wrong and right is right, and we shall not move because we have our right here in this community. And that is why I say that people in this country are no longer going to sit idly by and allow their government to be cheated from them. Labour will win this election. The people will speak, and the people's will must be enforced. We will resist the gross assault on our democracy. The will of the people will not be stifled. The will of the people must prevail. We must all take this upcoming election very, very seriously. It is going to be one of the most important decisions that you will ever make in your lives. The time has come to get our country back on track with the NextGenSkn Labour Party. And so the choice is clear. The choice that you make at the polls is very, very clear. If you want to return to your jobs, and if you will make the right choice with Labour, you will return to your jobs. If you want decent, affordable housing, you will make the right choice, and that right choice is a vote for Labour. If you want first-class health care, you will make the right choice, and you shall vote Labour. If you want good governance and integrity in public life, you will make the right choice and vote Labour. If you want to see an end to victimization, you will make the right choice and vote Labour. If you want to stamp out nepotism and corruption, you will make that right choice and you will vote Labour. This election is about the leadership of our country and about trust. Can you trust Harris? A man who was in a government for 18 years and said nothing ever happened in that government? Can you trust someone like that? And so as you go to the polls on the 5th day of June, you must ask yourselves some very, very simple questions. Who do you trust to lead your nation? You must also ask the question, who has the proven leadership credentials to take St. Kitts and Nevis forward and upward to the next level. Who will make your lives better? Who will give you your fair share? How is again after so many shares? Labour is the only party with the experience and with the leadership skills to tackle the challenges of the post-COVID environment. We have the track record of successful crisis management, and our well-balanced NextGenSkn team is fully equipped to do it again and again. Remember, it's all about you, my dear people, the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. Vote Labour, and together we shall make St. Kitts and Nevis #1 again. God bless you, thank you, and good night.
Stand up! We're coming in stronger than ever. We're coming in stronger than ever. Everybody start jumping till Labour, till Labour, till Labour, till Labour army, till Labour, till Labour, till Labour army is a nation of bread, 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 a battalion of red, bread, 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 oh yeah. It's time for we move to the future. Time for we stand up and shine bright. And I have a message for them youth, yeah. So let we fight them with love, win them with love, beat them with love. We moving forward. Now everybody take out all their arms and let we jump into Labour, to Labour, to Labour, to Labour army, to Labour, to Labour. Army is a nation of bread, 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 a battalion of red, bread, 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 oh yeah. We standing up with the comrade, yeah. Nobody can move way. On the road to progress, we must tread. This Labour pride, we can't lose it. So let we fight them with love, win them with love, beat them with love. We moving forward. Now everybody take out all their arms and let we jump into Labour, to Labour, to Labour, to Labour army, to Labour, to Labour, to Labour army is a nation of bread, 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 a battalion of red, bread, 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 oh yeah. It's time for we move to the future. Time for we stand up and shine bright. Bread, 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 bread.
Steve is an honest man. Steve is a committed man.
Steve is a man with opportunity for the youth. Steve has definitely shown up and shown out for constituency #4.
The youth of constituency 4 are definitely supporting His Excellency Steve Wrensford.
Doctor do care for you. Doctor do make your dreams come true. You should vote Labour.
We are the future of Labour.
SP, you ready? Yes, we ready now. SP, you ready? Yes, we ready now.
You're not ready, Sammy?
Yes.
We're moving for you.
Yes, for you.
Yeah, no way.
Kelly is for me, and yes,
Kelly is for you.
We're coming in stronger than ever. We're coming in stronger than ever. Yeah, I said, in a row. Everybody start jumping till Labour, till Labour, till Labour, till Labour army, till Labour, till Labour, till Labour army is a I say, in a row, everybody start jumping till army, army is a nation of red.